My thought on Rich Hill being in this rotation right now is I would say, why not? Why not keep him in the rotation? Because this is not early August that we're talking about where the Padres had more of a realistic shot at making the postseason, right? Right now, it's September 5th. And the Padres are what, 9 games under 500? They have not won 4 games in a row this season. You know this. The one-run games, they're absolutely terrible. Extra innings, haven't won any games there. Like, it's just not going to happen this year. There's so many teams that would have to not play very good, and then the Padres would have to have like the best stretch in franchise history for them to make the postseason. So for me, and this can translate to the position player conversation with Manny and maybe Bogart, some other guys, but pitching wise, right? Musgrove should not be back on a mound this year. Darvish not be back on a mound this year. Michael Wacha, that's a discussion as well, because if the Padres want to take the $16 million club options for 2024 and 2025, maybe you do shut him down so that he can have a healthy offseason and not risk an injury, right? But with Rich Hill, he's not going to be on the team next year. Like, this was a less than a half season thing, right? And the Padres, they were just looking for a little bit more depth, someone that maybe could give them some innings. And Rich Hill hasn't really even been able to do that. He's called himself pathetic, his performances, and just not good enough, terrible, crap. Like that, he's describing that. That's not fans saying it. He's saying it. So I like the accountability there. And although, yes, it has been pretty crappy, I would still keep him in the rotation because who are you going to have start games over Rich Hill? Okay, you could bring up Matt Waldron, I guess. But is Matt Waldron going to be like a long-term starting rotation piece for this Padres team? I mean, if you wanted to, you could have Waldron just pitch for Wacha if you want to shut Wacha down, or you could have Waldron pitch for Pedro Avila. I get fans that are like, well, let's see Avila and Waldron in the rotation. Okay. But for me, it's like the season's already over. Let's just get through the season here. And Waldron, if you just want to make it a Rich Hill, Matt Waldron game every time out and just do that, okay. Because Waldron, he's still getting his work in. He might not be starting the games, but he's still pitching. He pitched almost 90 pitches, I think, the other day. So when he's coming in games, he's still like throwing a starter workload. So if he's doing that, then I'm fine with him not starting games. Like I think we can be fine with that. And again, with Rich Hill, it's like, yeah, the results are not there, but do we want this Padres team to go win a bunch of games here? Because even if they do, I don't see them making the postseason. So, like, what's the point of having Rich Hill not start games, if that makes sense? You could say, what's the point of him starting games? But what I would say to that is, yeah, he's not great, but he's filling innings for you when you have a couple guys in the rotation that are not going to be returning this year, and you're just trying to get through the season. Like, that's literally what the Padres are doing. They can say all they want to the media, and Manny can be in the lineup about like they're trying to win. They're there's no X next to their name. They're not officially eliminated. All that, but the players know where they are. People in the front office know where they are. The coaching staff knows where the Padres are. Come on, just like the fan base knows. Everyone knows that they're not making the postseason. So again, I just go back to, well, yeah, you could have probably a better option in Matt Waldron be in the rotation, but is it going to matter? The big loss is this team's not making the postseason. And Rich Hill is not like the big reason why this team's not going to make the postseason, right? With the starts that he's had this year, has he helped the Padres? No. But the Padres have already hurt themselves. They already hurt themselves before Rich Hill was even a Padre. And then in some other games, when Rich Hill's not even on the mound, they've hurt themselves as well when Rich Hill's been with San Diego.